Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're boarding passengers seated in zones E and F at this time. Your zone number.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and I'm very pleased to welcome back my co-host, Lee Harris from ATPI Travel. How are you, Lee?
Oh, very good. Thank you. Yep.
Of course, in Mallorca, there is the Palma Yacht Show coming up this week. So I guess there's going to be a few people traveling over to Mallorca. And I think, I'm not sure exactly where the MIVA show is going on, the charter show is going on this week.
It's in Genoa in Italy. Yeah. So the ATPI team are going to be there. I think it's today and tomorrow, or tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly. And the ATPI team will also be in Palma at the Super Yacht Show as well. So if anybody's going and they want to reach out to us, they can see us there.
Nice, nice. What's going on in the world of travel? Emirates has some news after there was quite a bit of flooding in Dubai, wasn't there?
Crazy, wasn't it? It looked biblical, I've got to say. Yeah, I've never seen weather like it there. But yeah, in recent days, the Dubai-based airline Emirates has suffered a couple of major shocks to its scheduling. One with the massive floods at the Dubai International Airport, and also following an unprecedented Iranian attack on Israel. The record rains in Dubai saw Emirates and other United Arab Emirate-based airlines cancel and divert many flights to avert the storm. Now, with the torrential downpour over, Dubai International Airport is now trying to clear a massive baggage backlog and get its scheduled flights back on track. Now, the flood saw thousands of travelers stranded at the airport as the airport struggled after the storm flooded taxiways. Now, according to reporting by Reuters, affected Emirates customers were awarded 250,000 meal vouchers and 12,000 hotel rooms were booked by the airline. Now, Emirates stated it would take some days more for Emirates to clear the backlog of rebooked passengers and bags. Emirates is delivering some 30,000 pieces of baggage that had been left behind by their owners. Now, the Dubai floods saw almost 400 Emirates flights cancelled over the span of 3 days, while many more were delayed. Now, the disruptions led to long queues, and Emirates stated it was doing what it could to get flight operations back on schedule. However, even with the wild weather now over, it will take time this week to get the schedules back on track. Now, with that in mind, any crew traveling to, from, or through Dubai, please keep in contact with the airline or your travel management company.
Now, for any of those people out there that says climate change doesn't exist, you're right.
Yeah.
That's insane. Anyway, and French air traffic controllers for once. We have some great news about the French and strike action, which is really unheard of.
Who would have thought it? Hey, coming up to the summer season and the French air traffic controllers are going to go on strike. Yeah, the main air traffic controllers union, the SNCTA, has filed a strike notice for Thursday, April the 25th. Now, the strike is due to last for 24 hours and it commences at 4 a.m. on the 25th and ending 4 a.m. on the 26th. Now, the last time the SNCTA called strike action, major disruption was caused at most French airports, with anywhere between 20 and 50% of flights being cancelled and or delayed significantly. Now, the airports are also warning that air traffic controllers may picket airports during the strike actions, and as such, anyone whose flight is still operating is to arrive in plenty of time to try and avoid the disruption.
When was the last strike?
I don't know exactly. I think there was one slightly earlier this year, and Charles de Gaulle, the main airport, I think they got hit by about 20%. They got off fairly lightly, but what they call the secondary airports, so like Orly, Nice, and places like that, they were around 50 to 60% of cancelled flights. If you're flying out Charles de Gaulle, you may get away with it. You might be lucky. Any other airport, and you've got a 50-50 chance of having a cancelled flight.
Yeah, right from the French Revolution on out. French are darn good at that kind of thing.
We need them to start some kind of world overhaul. That's what we need. We need to get the French in first. They'll have us all organized and ready for it.
I know, right? They're the experts. It's like in their blood or something. Nothing against the French. Free to go.
Right.
You changed history and you changed the world. So you continue to do so. You just got to do it at a bigger scale.
Yeah, exactly right. Yep. They fight what they believe in. So, yep, good on them.
I'm going to have somebody knocking on my door in a minute. Calling for worldwide revolts. Ria, jail now. Norse Atlantic has some good news.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Norse Atlantic Airways will launch a new route connecting Gatwick Airport in the UK and Cape Town. That's with the service starting in October. Flights will operate 3 times a week on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Saturday. Now, the airline said that the historic route launch signifies the shift in their consumer choice as Norse Atlantic Airways breaks the existing duopoly on the London to Cape Town route. Currently, only British Airways and Virgin Atlantic serve the South African city from London. So hopefully, fingers crossed, with a third airline in there, we should hopefully see prices come down a little bit.
Nice, because they have been rising.
They have. Yeah, across. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they come down much. You might get a little bit to begin with anyway, but the big boys will flex their muscles, I'm sure.
I mean, the shareholders. Yeah, and there seems to be confusion with Schengen visa rules.
Yeah, they do. So now, according to Google Trends, the number of searches for the validity of the single entry Schengen visa has increased by 5,000% in 1 year. This is mainly due to the lack of proper information about the rules. Now, just like its name suggests, the single entry visa allows a one-time entry in the Schengen area for a maximum period of 90 days within a 180-day period. And nonetheless, holders of a single entry Schengen visa are not limited to entry only to one country, which is part of the Schengen area. This means that, for example, if a traveller is issued a German single entry visa, they are eligible to enter Germany or any other Schengen country and then continue their journey to the other member states from there without needing any additional documents. That's as long as they do not exit the Schengen area. Now, the single entry visa becomes invalid as soon as the holder exits the Schengen area. Thus, those granted a single entry visa should not make travel plans scattered throughout different times of the year. Now, in case someone enters and exits the Schengen area on a single entry visa and they want to travel again after some time, they will need to apply for the document again.
I would think that's like kind of self-explanatory.
I think the issue is when they get the biggest issue that I find when I talk to people about this is if they get a single entry German Schengen visa, they think they can only go to Germany. They don't realize that they can then leave Germany and travel to, say, France or to anywhere else within the Schengen area. They think it means a single entry. They can enter Germany, then they can't travel outside of Germany into other Schengen countries, whereas you can. It's only if you go into Germany, then leave the Schengen area and then try to go back in, that's when you'll run into problems.
But wouldn't that just be a German visa then, as opposed to a German Schengen visa?
It would, but I think the issue is as soon as you put a country's name on any visa, then people get confused.
Doesn't take much to confuse people nowadays, does it?
Are you looking at me?
It's almost as if the advent of the internet. We originally, and yes, I was born before the internet existed, but we actually researched things and we had to learn things and we had to know things. And it almost seems like we had this concept of the internet making us all so much more intelligent and so much more brighter. And the world was going to be a better place because of the internet. And really, what seems to have happened is that everybody's just become really dumb.
Yeah. Do you know what? It reminds me, literally, I think it was last week, my 10-year-old daughter wanted some help with her maths homework. She completely asked the wrong parent. My wife is like some kind of educational genius, whereas I was the dumb kid who sat at the back and you didn't know anything. Thankfully, I had my phone and I had Google to hand because otherwise I could not even help my 10-year-old daughter do her maths homework. That is how bad I'm getting. Honestly, I am terrible. Terrible.
And Cathay Pacific has some news.
Yeah, I just wanted to make crew aware, actually, that when and if flying with Cathay Pacific, you need to make sure you give your full name, including any middle names, when you book your tickets from now. Travel agents this past week, including ourselves, received a memo from Cathay advising that all bookings now have to be exactly as the passenger's passport. Now, previously with Cathay, and as still is the case with most other airlines, provided the air ticket had your first and last name on it, you were good to travel. However, Cathay have confirmed that any new bookings must match exactly as per your passport. Otherwise, you could be denied boarding. For instance, if you've got 3 middle names, it's all got to be on your ticket.
I'm okay. I've only got one
middle
name.
If not, you could get denied. Yeah.
That I don't travel, so we're set.
You're safe.
And last week, we had somebody inquiring about air miles. But of course, as it is, it's so confusing because there's so many different types of air miles and there's so many different, But you have done a great big long post on your LinkedIn, correct?
Indeed. Yeah. I started to do some bits for our show this evening, but to be honest with you, we'd have been sat here for half an hour. People would have dozed off after 5 minutes. Honestly, it's so convoluted and so messy. So yeah, no, I've done a big post. It's basically just explaining what it is, popular frequent flyer programs, the perks to it, the do's, the don'ts, where else you can build up your mileage from credit cards or supermarkets or cars or hotels. So there's a massive part on my LinkedIn profile. So if you jump on there, you can see it and it will give you all of the information. Do not fall asleep, Ria.
Yes, I was just acting for the audience. What would happen if you went
It would
on?
have been, honestly, we would have heard snoring. Honestly, I was reading the back, falling asleep as I started today.
Yes, I do know that they do make a huge difference. Just through my mother, who traveled a lot. As sad as that, my mother travels more than I do, but there is quite a sort of, and especially if you've got it like on your credit card, and then you've also got it when you book flights, and on it goes. So yeah, thank you for that. So if anybody's looking for that information, head over to Lee's LinkedIn.
Yeah, but just it amazes me the amount of flying that crew do on rotation. They're flying once or twice a month, pretty much for however long they're doing it. And you tend to find that a yacht will stick to they'll do the Med season. You're going to have flights from your home to the Med, or they're going to go to and then they'll go to the Caribbean or the Cathay Pacific. So you know pretty much what airlines you're going to be using. But the amount of crew that I deal with and I speak to who don't have any frequent flyer miles or joined any programs, it amazes me. Absolutely amazes me, because the amount of flying they do, whether it be that you can get a preferred seat or you can get extra baggage, or if you're doing as much as some of these guys are doing, end up getting free flights, it's got to be worth it, surely.
Yeah, guaranteed. Because you know what? If somebody else is paying for all those flights when you're going to and from work, then you've got all these air miles and mass to have a great vacation for free.
Indeed. Yeah, that could be your holiday every year, and you ain't got to pay for the flights.
Brilliant. Good thinking. Lee, once again, it has been interesting, and I thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure.
I know. You've been watching another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I have been your host, and of course, my co-host, Lee Harris from ATPI Travel. If you want to contact him for any travel whatsoever, please do look below this interview when it airs, and you'll find all of his details for secure and safe travel anywhere in the world. We will see you again next week.